I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Bloom. It's ages 8 and up, 2 to 5 players, and it takes 20 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to get the most points. Here we have 2 completed scorecards, and you get points by either circling all of the flowers of a particular flower and marking it on your score sheet, or by circling all of the flowers in a particular flower bed and circling those as well. The game ends when either a player has circled all the flowers in 3 different colors or when someone completes 4 garden beds. Game setup. Each player is given a random sheet to begin with. They are initialed with A, B, C, D, and E in the bottom corner, and you're supposed to hand them out randomly. Each person gets, we would recommend, a very nice pen, and then you are trying to fill orders of flowers for customers is the premise of the game. So to begin, the person who was last given a flower is supposed to go first, and they would roll the dice and then select one die, which will be the order they will be filling for this turn. So we'll go ahead and say this was player 1 this turn. They get to pick one die. We'll say they went ahead and picked pink, and then they must circle that exact number of flowers in that color, and they can go either horizontally or vertically, even across flower beds, but they can't do anything where they make funny loops that, like a long line to go over and get this. It must be a direct, easy line that they are circling things with. After the first player has selected their die, nobody else can pick that one. Play progresses clockwise, and so it's this person's turn. If they choose the clear die, that is a wildflower choice, and you pick one color that you wish for this to be. So they might also choose for it to be pink. That is allowed. And then this one is out of play as well. It's this person's turn to select a die, and they might choose this big orange 6. As part of your wildflower bouquet, you can select these white flowers can be whatever color you want them to be. So let's say this person goes ahead and circles 5 of these because they don't want to collect the blue, and so that is permissible. You can't ever circle more flowers than the number on your die, but you can circle fewer. But then you have an unhappy customer, and all you do for that is you do a tick mark beside the little sad face, and you put one tick mark for every one that you mark that's fewer, or if you mark an incorrect flower. It would have been the same result if they had enclosed that blue one over here and had that been their bouquet. Then there still would have been one tick mark for one unhappy customer because it was one, if it's one incorrect colored flower or one fewer than what you do. And it's one tick mark per each of those. So if they had decided to do this and include these 2 blue flowers over here with the 4 orange ones, that would have been 2 tick marks, 1 per flower. So now, even though there are these 3 dice left that haven't been selected in this 3-player game, once every person has selected a die, that is the end of a round. If it was a 2-player game, then each player, after the first person selected their die, the second player would get to select theirs, and then it's back to the first player to select another die, and then the second player would select a second. So if it's a 2-player game, you each select 2, and then it's the end of the round. And after you've selected and marked, the person to the left gets to roll the dice, and then they get to select first, and then this player's second, and this player is third. I have some previously scored cards here so you can see how scoring works in this game. If you are able to, on your turn, if this player on this turn had gotten a pink 2 and had used it to circle these last 2 pink flowers, if you have circled all of the flowers of a particular color on your sheet, you get to shout out bouquet, and you circle the largest number available for that flower color. For here, pink, they would circle a 6, and then everybody else has to cross off that 6 on their sheet. It is no longer available to them. And then on a future turn, if somebody else finishes off their card, which happened in this game, then they get to circle the next available number available for that, which would be 4 for this one. Flower beds work a bit differently. Once all of the flowers have been circled on a particular flower bed, you get to circle the lowest number currently available. Nobody else has to cross anything off. And then the next time you circle all of the flowers on a flower bed, you get to circle the next number, so they become worth more as you go along. And finally, the last thing to take into account is the re-roll option. Once per game for the entire game, if you don't like the dice that are available to you to choose from, you may re-roll the dice that are left. So even if this player had already selected this die and then it was this player's turn, they can choose to re-roll their dice, and then they just can choose then from what they have re-rolled. You have to cross off this re-roll icon when you use this power, and if you don't use it, you get 1 additional point at the end of the game. And so game ends once somebody has either circled all of their 4 garden beds, or when somebody has circled 3 of the colors of flowers. And this can occur on the same round of play. If somebody completes their 4th garden bed, then the other players still get to draw their die for that turn, and they might be able to finish off one of the other items and get a few more points. And then at the end of that round of play, you tally up your scores, take into account any unhappy customers and the re-roll, and then tally it up, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So that's how to play Bloom. Simple concept, easy to learn. We love the theme, and we're definitely going to end up laminating these cards. So check it out. Thanks, and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.